Do we need paper or anything?
I'll get you paper in a minute. Alright, so we're going to talk about assessments today. So there's 4 different types of assessments that we're going to talk about. We'll talk about the benefit of them, and there's an activity we're going to do with assessments. After this, you should understand the 4 types of assessments and how we use them in the classroom. So, like, maybe if you don't find certain ones beneficial, maybe you'll understand why they're beneficial more. And then we're going to design an exit ticket. So then after this, you should successfully be able to do it. So I figured, like, maybe if, like, your classroom teacher asks you, like, hey, can you design this? Like, you'd have experience and you understand what it means if you don't already. So the first type of assessment is a diagnostic assessment, which is a pre-assessment, which, like, a lot of teachers do this right before, like, an evaluation. So they do a pre and post test. But one feature that I feel like our teachers don't know about is on IXL. There's the real-time diagnostic. I know 3rd grade doesn't use it. I don't know if the other grades. But there's this video that we're going to watch that kind of explains the real-time diagnostic. And how it's beneficial.
IXL's real-time diagnostic helps you understand what you know and what skills you can work on to grow. In this video, we'll walk you through how to use the diagnostic and how you can use it to make progress at your own pace. When you complete the diagnostic in class, make sure you have a quiet space with everything you need, including pencil and paper, to do your best. And don't worry about answering every question correctly. This isn't a test. Just try your best and make sure to answer questions on your own. This way, your learning plan shows exactly what you know. To start, sign in to your IXL account. If your teacher has assigned a diagnostic, you'll see a notification to step into the arena on your IXL dashboard, or click on the Assessment tab to enter the diagnostic arena. Here you'll answer questions to show what you know. When you first enter the arena, you'll get to pick between 2 questions to answer. Select whichever one looks interesting to you and do your best to answer the question. We'll tell you right away if you answered it correctly, and you'll get a new problem to solve. To help you think through questions, you can use the Scratchpad tool to write directly on the screen. Just be sure to choose the correct answer from the answer choices and press Submit to clear your work and move on to the next question. Remember, this isn't a test, so it's okay if you answer some questions incorrectly. And if you come across a concept you've never learned before, you can click I don't know this yet to skip the question. As you answer questions, IXL works behind the scenes to figure out your knowledge levels and will share those updates with you. You'll see notifications when you narrow down or determine a level and when you've generated a new skill recommendation. If you have access to both math and language arts on IXL, the diagnostic will switch between questions from both subjects. But if your teacher has asked you to focus on just one subject, you can do this by using the filter at the top right. Select the pyramid for math or the book for language arts. You can exit the diagnostic arena to view your stats at any time. If you see a number range, you still have more questions to complete. If you see a single number in each section, your levels are up to date. It usually takes about 45 minutes per subject to uncover your levels, but you don't have to do this all in one sitting. You can take a break and come back and pick up where you left off. Once you've pinpointed your levels to a single number, You're ready to move on to the exciting part. Based on your work in the diagnostic arena, IXL gives you personalized recommendations for skills that will help you grow from where you are. Choose what.
So, like, this video is obviously meant for the kids, but I feel like, I don't know, do you guys use it right now in any of your classes? Have they done the diagnostic assessment for the fifth grade?
I mean, I hear how to use it, but I don't know about the diagnostics
Yeah.
part of it.
Well, and so, like, that's the thing is, I don't feel like they use it, which is why I should know.
Last year in fourth grade, I know that they did, but fourth grade class I did not see it so much yet. But Brittany Russell's did.
So, like, if you use the diagnostic, then you don't have to assign skills to students because they would work, like, it's like a way of like, intervention that we don't use right now. So, I mean, I think it'd be beneficial for, like, even Bob to know about, so that maybe he could advertise, like, that's a thing to do. So formative assessments are, like, our exit slips and, like, the think pair shares that we do, like, every day, like, math and reading, and it's just an easy way to assess students over just, like, one singular skill, versus, like, a unit test might be over multiple skills. And then there's an interim assessment, which is what we use as, like, STAR testing, so, like, our AR levels and, like, math levels that they do, like, the benchmarking. So it's just throughout the year. So, like, even our Ames Web would be considered this benchmarking. And it helps us plan. So, like, obviously, we put kids in Lori's class based on their reading one and like Sherry's class based on it. And then summative assessments, which is at the end of the unit or chapter, and it assesses the whole skill set. So it's important to create effective assessments, which using multiple methods so that students stay engaged. So you can use project surveys and quizzes. But you have to make sure that you're sticking to the goal that aligns with the standards being assessed. It can't just be like a for fun project and you say that you're actually assessing the standard when it's probably not. And then it's important to give feedback. So like if you're grading something for the teacher, like you'll want to write the correct answer instead of just marking it wrong so that the kids know what they're doing wrong. And then you can make games for assessments, and students really apply for games. Like we use Kahoot a lot, I know. But there's a lot of other games that you can make. So this helps the teacher know what the students need help with, which can also help you if you're working with a group of students. And it provides growth to show in your evaluation, or in the teacher's evaluation, I suppose. And it gives the ability to track student progress for parent reports. And then if you need to refer them to get additional support in the classroom, this is the data that we would be using. So within our classrooms, you can utilize all 4 types of assessment, which I feel like we do a pretty decent job at doing. Our school already has the dates to use the interim assessment, so like we're doing that naturally without even thinking that we're even doing it. But I think that we should challenge ourselves to use the diagnostic at least once a semester next school year, which like I know that you're not in control of that right now, but maybe Mr. Kaufman could encourage people. And then our formative assessments, most people are already doing once a week, but then like ideally you would start doing them once a day. So like if you're working with a small group and reading, like maybe you give them just one question over that skill eventually. Like it's really hard to go from 0 to 5 days a week, but it could be done. And then summative assessments are just once a unit. So we're going to create a formative assessment. So that's just like an exit ticket we could do. So you can, I'm going to hand out paper and then you can make just like a small little exit ticket. It doesn't have to take up the whole paper. A lot of my exit tickets are like sticky notes even. Like I'll just put something on the board and have them write a sticky note, or like it could be a small piece of paper. So the standard's a math standard and it says determine the unknown whole number in a multiplication or division equation relating 3 whole numbers. So like 2 times z equals 18. And then like they would have to say z equals something, but it can also be division. So if you want to just write something down, Thank you. And then like a lot of the essay tickets I've used like have like ICANN statements on them. So like if you were like on Canva, it'd be a lot easier and more fun to make it. But a lot of them will be like ICANN determine the unknown pool number. But that's just like a way to show like the parent what the reason was for this like itty bitty piece of paper. I'll look at them at least and just see can you. How many of these were you think? Just one. It's fine. Okay. It's not that. It's not hard. If it was like a big group of people, like you'd probably have like multiple standards. That way we could like compare them.
I mean, do we?
It could just be one question even.
Okay.
Yeah. It can. It doesn't have to be more
I
than
want
one.
to make sure that we're giving you what you're asking for.
Yep. Perfect. That's really it. Does anybody have questions about the assessment? Perfect.